Hi, it's Ken, and I thought I would give you a half marathon training in review photo album. So, not a lot of them, but it's just little memories that I had and thought perhaps you'd like to see this too. Many of you have just stayed with me all through this process, and here it is as a photo. This is the first day of the half marathon. This is me. I did a little selfie right there to commit myself and to get a record of what I was about to do. So this is where the journey begins. And this is an example of a day where we're in Ohio, and the snow this year happened to be pretty popular as it was in many parts of the country. This is just an example right here, and I really did have to watch my step. Not many people were coming out on days like this, and what was going on is we had to run on the streets. The sidewalks were not being plowed, and you had to be a little bit careful. So this is an example right here where even though it's just me training, I called training off. I canceled it. It was just so bad. I couldn't even find our sidewalk to get out to the street, and the street hadn't been plowed, and my choice that day was to either do it or not do it, and I decided not to do it and canceled the training. This is an example right here where it really was a commitment. It wasn't just a commitment spiritually and mentally, but it was a commitment physically, as there was snow, and there were times where I needed to train when there was snow, and I just thought this would be an interesting picture to take, so I did. Here's my buddy, I called this my Flying Pig Marathon mascot. That's not true. However, I passed this guy several times, many times through my training, and got to know his location. So I said, I'm going to do a selfie of that, and there it is. Oh, this is the day I took this picture. It was so cold out. I had only been running. I'd only been training for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, half hour, and this blizzard type stuff started coming down, and it was cold and dreary, and I did complete the training, but that particular day was just miserable. Here's that same location. Here's that same location just 2 months later. So what a difference 2 months makes. But the weather at this point of this photo is it's warming up, and certainly it was a much better day with that picture than it was with the previous one. This was so neat. This was just along the way. So many of these things you would just see. You're doing this on your own and looking around, and I happened to see these guys growing, and so I stopped and took a picture of them because it was a sure indication to me that spring had sprung. This is one of the hills, pretty steep hill, and this was just one of the hills that I trained on for this Flying Pig half marathon. And when my knees got bad, which they did, I really had to work on getting back into the groove so that I could finish this marathon. And I went to this local high school track and literally just began to use that as the area to train rather than to pummel my knees any further with those steep hills. There's my buddy again. There's full view, still making the passes, and it was interesting because as the weather began to change, it appeared that his spirits changed too. Certainly it didn't. Maybe it was just my way of looking at him that changed, and it just made both of us feel better. But it looks more like a female. Never did get to know, but it was a meaningful pig to me because I always could count on when I passed that pig, then I was down to maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes to go. So it was a welcome sight. Here is the weekend of the Flying Pig. We had a chance to get to the finished swine with the Flying Pig. Is everything is related to pigs. The corrals are not corrals; they're pig pens, and it's just really nice how they do this whole Flying Pig marathon. But they tie in nicely with everything. And here it was. Oh my goodness, I can feel the goosebumps right now. This is moving up to the start line. They give you chips. So as you cross that start line, your time starts. And what a wonderful, wonderful journey that was. I felt it even before starting. Certainly there was some apprehension there. I knew that I was going to finish. I didn't know how I was going to finish. It turned out that I finished much better than I did, and that too was fun. And that's pretty much the story. The final, there I am, buddy. Oh my goodness gracious, I can still feel that moment. My goal was met, as all of you that have followed me knew. My goal was to finish, and I did it. And that part of my life is a memory. I did it with our sons, and certainly that was a big part of this journey. So there were so many physical, mental, spiritual moments in this journey that I will continue to encourage seniors out there that if you had any kind of thought to get into either a marathon or half marathon or any kind of activity that you're just a little hesitant in getting into, do it. Just get out there and do it and enjoy those moments, because it's those moments that build up to the finish line. Whatever your finish line is, go after it and cross that finish line. Good luck.